Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's TPM5 here, back again with another NBA video. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the New York Knicks offseason, talk about some trade rumors, their future salary cap situation, and also look at some players that can draft. So just talk about all things Knicks for the next 5 or so minutes. So without further ado, let's get started. The New York Knicks opened up the year with a 5-8 record through their first 13 games, as this season was headed to be what we're used to from them. However, Thibodeau and the team turned it around, holding a 500 record until the start of April, when they turned things on and they boosted to a 37-28 record, and then they would ultimately finish with a 41-31 record and make the playoffs for the first time since the 2012-13 season. And obviously they did lose in the first round, but it is a great step in the right direction for the Knicks to build a winning culture, and it's something that was long overdue. Randall had a breakout year, averaging 24 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, albeit on 38 minutes per game, so it is slightly inflated by the amount of time he spent out there, but still nevertheless impressive, and I was happy for him to succeed. Just a quick break, guys. I make NBA content 2 to 3 times a week. I'm doing these daily off-season previews, so if you could subscribe to help me out, I'd appreciate it. And anyone that's subscribed recently, I appreciate you guys. And yeah, let's continue with the video. So as you guys can see, this is the salary cap table for the New York Knicks. Now they've got Julius Randle next season on 19.8 million. I expect him to take a big payday after that contract, given he performs to the same level. They are Derrick Rose, Alec Burks, Ntilikina, Elfrid Payton, Nerlens Noel, and Reggie Bullock coming off the books, and they have a few team options for some younger players, which is good. Obviously, RJ Barrett took a step in the right direction this year. They'll be hoping for more out of Obi Toppin, and Emmanuel quickly looked to be good value for them, and looks to be a key part of their rotation for the future. Now, with Reggie Bullock, there's been interest from a lot of teams, and granted that he signed 4.2, like the deal he's on, that just expired was on 4.2 million. I think that he is looking for a bit more of, a bit more money. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get, somewhere in the region of 7 to 9 million, which isn't really a problem because the Knicks do have cap space. I think that there's a certain point where you'll say, okay, that's enough, and we're not going to go over it. I think 9 million would be that for them. Now, Derrick Rose is an important player to this team. He was the leading point scorer in the playoffs. Obviously, Julius Randle had some struggles in the playoffs, and he was important, and it was a calming presence, and it was probably the closest thing we'd get to a return from MVP Rose. But I think that he was on 7.7 this year in the year that just went. I think that he's probably in line for a bit more money, but he is 32, so I think he's probably looking at his last big paycheck. He can probably get somewhere from 12 to 15 million. And I think the Knicks have the money, and it makes sense to do that. And just the last thing I'll say about the expiring deals, I think Alec Burks, Elfrid Payton, and Nerlens Noel are worth bringing back. I think that Nerlens Noel was a key part of their defensive situation. He was very key to the schemes and what Thibodeau was trying to do. He was a great shot blocker down there for 20-25 minutes a night. Now, if we've got any Knicks fans, which I know there will be, if you guys would like to comment who you guys, think you should bring back, and also some holes you could address in free agency, I would love it if you guys comment and tell me about that. Obviously, you guys know more about your team than I do. Now let's get on to some trade rumors. So as you guys see, you clicked into the video, you saw the thumbnail. Now Damian Lillard is a possibility. I wouldn't say it's likely, but there is a chance that he requests a trade. And if I'm honest, the Knicks do have one of the better packages that can be offered. Now, it'll be, probably 3 out of the 4 of these guys. So it'll probably be Obi Toppin, they'll probably send Emmanuel quickly and RJ Barrett, and then also, some pick swaps as well. Now, that would all be worth it for Damian Lillard, because then you pair him with Julius, and you still have the cap room. Like, they're still going to have room for another max slot. And it's New York now. New York, they're a promising situation. It's similar to what the Clippers were when they got Kawhi and Paul George. And it's also similar to the Brooklyn Nets when Kevin Durant and Kyrie chose to go there. An up-and-coming team in a good market. So I think that now more than ever, I know there's years where the Knicks were winning 17 games and thought they were going to get Curry and Durant. That was never going to happen. But, this is the chance where the draw of New York comes, as a winning team, and it's somewhere that people want to go for basketball, not for off the court pursuits and stuff. See, I'm not trying to like teach Knicks fans and get your hopes up, but I think that in the future you guys probably can land a decent free agent. But just looking at trade, trade target, you have Miles Turner at the center spot, so it's a bit more of a guy that you can trust to play in a bit more than Nerlens Noel. He can shoot the three, which will make Thibodeau's offense a lot more modern. And as I said, he can block and he can defend very well. Sorry, that will suit Thibodeau's defensive game plan. So I think that he's someone they could bring in. I think he was on 17 or so million, so he's on a relatively team-friendly deal. So if they wanted to do that, I think that he's a guy with a lot of upside. He's been in Indiana his whole career, and that could be another piece they can add that makes the team a lot better. And because he can split time at the four because he can shoot, you can play him and Robinson out there, which would make scoring in the paint a lot more difficult for the opponent. And yeah, and then you can put Julius at the three, but there'll be ways they can manage that. But having the flexibility of a center that can shoot will help this team. Now I'm going to quickly talk about the draft. The Knicks obviously made the playoffs, so they won't be picking the lottery for the first time in like 8 years. Chris Duarte has been an interesting player for them, the shooting guard, who averaged 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists on 42% from 3. He's an interesting prospect, and they have been pretty keen on him. So I think that if he drops down to 19, that's someone they're going to pick. They'll be very happy with picking him. But overall, it's been a great season for the Knicks, and I think they can improve on it. But that's it for the video, guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.